What's going on, everybody? Give me just a second. I have no idea what just happened right there. But guys, welcome to the Houston Texans versus the Tennessee Titans watch party. My name is Nick Stevenson, your gracious and humble host for today. Hoping to see the Texans' first win. Stephen Harris, what's going on, brother? Yes, we do need a win today. I think this is the one where they're going to get it. You guys forgive me ahead of time if I just jinx them. This is my superstitious year, so I do try my best not to jinx my teams, but sometimes I do not succeed in that. CJ Stroud is going to have to play better in this game than he played the previous 3 weeks. I think that's obvious. The offensive line, everybody's going to have to play better. So we're going to watch together. It's been very difficult at times to do content creation for this team during this during the struggles that they're having right now. But if you're watching this game day watch party live, I do appreciate it. Some of you are unable to watch the game, so I'll probably be giving you a little bit of play-by-play while the game is going on, and we will discuss together, if you are watching the game, what we're seeing and do we have any optimism going forward for the rest of this season. The season's on the line already in week 4, and that's kind of depressing and disappointing, but at the same time, this is where you get to see what your team is made of. They know their backs are against the wall. A loss tonight or today, and their season is essentially over. And it's going to be time to start talking about the draft way sooner than we wanted to. So I appreciate you guys joining me once again. I'll probably be doing a little bit of play-by-play for those of you who can't watch what's going on. I also need to let you know I am watching this via the Fubo TV app. So I know if you're watching the game live, I'm going to be behind you. Plus, there's already a bit of a delay if you're watching on YouTube. If you guys are not able to watch on YouTube, you can check out the Houston Sports State of the Union podcast YouTube channel. I'm sorry, Facebook page. I'm streaming it there as well. I'm also streaming it on my Twitch. Just search Houston Sports State of the Union podcast. I'm really looking forward to this game because after letting go of CJ Gardner-Johnson, you got whatever cancer you had in the locker room out. Something's going on with CJ Stroud, his demeanor. There's been a lot of rumors if there's things going on behind the scenes. At this point, none of that really matters. Go out and beat a Tennessee Titans team that you should beat. DeMeco Ryans is 2-7 versus rookie quarterbacks in his time as a head coach and in his time as a defensive coordinator. So there's absolutely no reason that the Houston Texans should not be able to win this game. So I'm going to keep an eye on my stream, make sure it's good. Please turn that down. And let's enjoy the game together. And I have the comments open, so if you guys want to add anything to this conversation, I would love to talk to you guys. All right. Live stream's good. It would appear that the Houston Texans are going to kick off first. Get that defense out on the field, get the stadium nice and loud. I was not able to see in the crowd shot if we were able to pack out NRG Stadium. It's pretty rare for us to do, but here we go, getting ready for the kickoff. Cami Fairbairn lining it up. I cannot tell you how disappointed I would be to spend money to go watch this team and they lose the game. Cam Ward is in the shotgun. He takes a snap. He hands it off to Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard gets about 4 yards on the gain. Oh, boy. I think I've got myself a good server today, so if there's any glitches, you guys please let me know. I'll try to keep them to a minimum. 2nd and 7, so they only gave him 3 yards on that run. Cam Ward's not looked good either. He's now under center. He sends his tight end in motion, takes a snap, goes back to pass, and he has got a wide open Calvin Ridley who gets enough for the first down. If Cam Ward, who's not been playing well, Calvin Ridley, who didn't even get 40 yards last game, if they end up having a game against the Texans, that's just going to let you know where this team is at, to be honest with you. Let's hope that doesn't happen. All right, 1st and 10. Titans are approaching midfield. Cam Ward sends Ridley in motion, takes a snap, fakes a handoff to Pollard. He's pressured. He gets away from Will Anderson Jr., has time to throw, fires downfield, and he's got another wide open man. That time it was on Petrie. And a very long, deep pass. They're moving quickly now. I can't see what yard line that was on. Here's what sucks. You know there's a bunch of Titans fans inside of NRG Stadium too. Jalen Petrie is not a cornerback. If he's in coverage with the receiver, you're in trouble. And I'm just being honest about that. All right, 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line in Texans territory. There's a flea flicker, and it's getting blown up. Oh, he fumbles the ball. It looks like the Texans got it. Do not tell me they called that an incomplete pass. I'm going to need to see a replay on that. That was not a pass, bro. Can we get a replay on that, please? They try the flea flicker. Danielle Hunter blows up the left tackle, gets in there. That's not a pass. That's a fumble. Are we not getting a challenge? It appears we are not getting a challenge. Well, we'll see if that comes back to bite him in the ass later. 2nd and 10. What should have been a 10-yard loss ends up being just a loss of down. Cam Ward's in the shotgun, takes a snap. He hands off to Pollard. Pollard gets stopped at the line, but he still moves forward for another 5-6 yards. My goodness. Got to wrap up on that initial hit. That brings up 3rd down. Why? I really don't like that call. All right, 3rd down and 5. This is what you pay your defense to do. Get off the field right here. Cam Ward in the shotgun, takes a snap, has all day to throw. Now he scrambles out to his right, looking for a man, Throws across his body downfield. And it looks like the pass got tipped and complete. That'll bring up 4th and 5. The Titans should be in field goal range. Titans are looking for a hit to the head. I think he flopped a little bit, if you ask me. All right, they're going to kick a field goal. 41-yard attempt. They get points on their first drive, though. That was not what you wanted to see if you're a Houston Texans fan, that's for sure. Field goal is up. He's going to miss it. He did not make it. All right, so the Texans can take a breath of fresh air. They give up a big play, which they have been prone to doing this season. They get a stop on 3rd down, and the Titans miss a field goal. So let's see what this offense is going to do. Has anybody got any faith that this offense is going to look like a competent NFL offense against this Titans defense? The Titans defense is not great. It's not great. So you should be able to move the ball a little bit, but the Texans offense has been absolute dumpster juice. I'll tell you what, man, you guys go refill your beverage. I will be right back. I'm going to do the same when we have the Texans' first drive right here on the Texans Game Day Watch Party Live. All right, H-Town, we're back. Houston Texans' first drive of this game versus the Tennessee Titans. Both teams are 0-3. Both teams are trying to get their first win of the season. Both teams trying to win the Super Bowl of Suck. That's what I'm calling this game. Super Bowl of Suck. Who is the least sucky team? That's where we're at in this Texan season right now. All right. Looks like at the 31-yard line of the Titans, C.J. Stroud is in the shotgun. He takes the snap, hands it off to Chubb. Chubb gets a good 9 yards on the run, maybe 8. It's a good way to start. They're showing the Azeez Al-Shaair hit again. Yeah, I hit him in the head. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if he was trying to be dirty, but he hit him in the head. That's for sure. All right, 2nd and 3. That was a 7-yard gain by Chubb. CJ's under center. 9 times out of 10, he's handing it off. He sends the tight end in motion, hands it off to Chubb again. Chubb is stacked up at the line. He maybe got 2 as he fell forward. So right now, they're showing CJ Stroud's stats. Not been good. We all know that. He's got good body language so far, but we know how that goes. If things start going bad, that's usually when the body language begins to decline. Nick Caley, microscope is on that guy for sure. Can you please give us something creative, something productive? 3rd and 1, CJ Stroud is under center. He sends the rookie Higgins in motion. He takes the snap, another handoff to Chubb. Chubb is going to get stacked up at the line, and he is not going to get the first down. Very, very underwhelming play calling to start this game. And the offensive line just got blown up. Ariante Arcery's on the ground looking behind him as guys are hitting Chubb in the backfield. That's embarrassing. The Texans start with a 3-and-out against the Tennessee Titans. Looks like they're using the GPS spot to see if he got the first down. This is the first time I've actually seen them do this, replacing the chain gang. I'm almost positive he's short, though, unless they give him forward progress. Here's the virtual measurement. And he's short by 8 inches. I don't know if I trust this, man. I feel like Vegas could really take advantage of this if they wanted to without physically being able to see the measurement with the chain gang. It looks like they're going for it on 4th and 1. They better not run the ball again because that's not going to work out too well. All right, CJ Stroud's under center. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, that means they're running the ball. CJ Stroud sneaks it forward, and he's going to get a first down. All right, do what you got to do, I guess. Well, the Texans got a first down. Took 4 plays to do it, but hey, progress. Take it where you can get it, man. All right, that brings up 1st and 10. That means they should be now on the 41, 42 yard line. Heading towards midfield, CJ Stroud is in shotgun. He moves his tight end in motion, takes the snap. He's looking to pass, has some time, fires quickly to Dalton Schultz, who's going to get enough for the first down. The Texans want to go fast. That means the NRG crowd is going to have to stay quiet. CJ Stroud is in shotgun again. He's got Nick Chubb to his left. Takes the snap, has time, throws an out route to the wide receiver Dalton Schultz, who makes the catch, and that's going to be good enough for a first down. It was 2nd and 1 after that first play. Ooh. All right. So far, so good. We've already seen that Nick Caley can do a pretty good game plan starting out the game, all the scripted plays. Is he going to be able to make adjustments mid-game? That's where this is going to boil down to, honestly. All right, CJ Stroud's under center. We'll see if they do something creative. Play action pass. He's got time. Scrambles to his right. He's going to move up for about 3 yards. Nick Chubb did a good job of catching the pass rusher before CJ Stroud got blown up. They gave him 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 6. Oh my goodness. All right, looks like we've got Titus Howard, Laken Tomlinson, I believe. Yep. Ed Ingram, Jake Andrews at center, and Ariante Arcery playing left tackle. CJ Stroud back to pass. The left tackle gets absolutely annihilated, and he is sacked. He had no chance on that one. When you decided to get rid of Laramie Tunsil and put a rookie at left tackle, this is what you had to deal with. Oh, man. Nick Chubb didn't help either. There's a flag on the play. Or did they pick it up? Wait, did they call a defensive holding? They did. First down. All right. 45-yard line. I'll take it. CJ Stroud's under center. He hands off to Chubb. Chubb runs right up the middle. He gets 3 yards, almost 4. What in the world is going on? Oh, I'm sorry. That was Woody Marks. That was not Chubb. I'd like to see the ball in the hands of Woody Marks a little bit more, to be honest with you. All right, we're just getting lathered up, man. It's 3-0 in the first quarter. The Titans scored a field goal on their first drive. The Texans are still on their first drive. It's 2nd and 7. CJ Stroud is back under center. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, that means they're running. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe what I just saw. Simmons timed the snap perfectly. Jake Andrews should lose his job right now. Right now. CJ Stroud didn't even have the ball when he was getting sacked by Simmons. Unbelievable. Oh, my goodness. Not going well so far. All right. That brings up 3rd and 10. CJ Stroud is in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Fires quickly. He's got Nico Collins, but he is well short. I'm sorry, that's Christian Kirk, but he is well short of a first down. And I forgot, it's not 3-0. Excuse me. I forgot that the Titans missed their field goal. So the Texans have a chance to go up 3-0 with about 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's a 47-yard attempt for Kaimi Fairbairn. Man, please make this. The kick is up. It's right down the middle. The Texans go up 3-0. Well, defense held first drive, and the Texans scored in the first drive. But the offensive line looks horrible already. They better do something, or this is going to be a very long game. All right, guys, I'm going to take this commercial break. I will be right back with the Houston Texans versus Tennessee Titans game day watch party on Houston Sports State of the Union podcast. Yes, you guys will have to forgive my silence during that flabbergasting play. I can't remember Simmons' first name. He's the defensive tackle for the Titans. I mean, CJ was under center, and he beat the ball to CJ Stroud. I mean, they're fortunate that wasn't a turnover. Jake Andrews, I don't know what he was doing. You've got a Pro Bowl tackle right in front of you, and you just whiff completely. This offensive line is trash, bro. Texans are fortunate to be up, though. It's 3-0. They've already given up one big play to the Titans. Hopefully that will not continue. And They really need to get this win. Once again, season is on the line. If you guys haven't already given up on the season, which I know a lot of Houston Texans fans have, I have not. However, if you have, I can't say I blame you. Just knowing the history of this franchise, I will say that the franchise has gone 0-3 before and still made the playoffs. But they did have the Michael Jordan of football at the time, Deshaun Watson. Texans fortunate to be up right now. Let's see if the defense can do their thing again. There's 4 minutes and 49 seconds left in the first quarter. Kami Fairbairn kicks another low kick, gets it to the Titans return man, and he brings it all the way up to damn near the 35. I'm not sure why the strategy is to kick to them instead of out of the back of the end zone, but hopefully that won't come back to bite them either. There's going to be a lot of Cam Ward fans in the building, just like there were Vince Young fans back in the day. Cam Ward is a Texas product. Titans usually show up for Texans games pretty strong anyway. But Cam Ward hoping to get his first win. He sends a wide receiver in motion. He is under center. He takes the snap. He fakes the handoff to Pollard. Now he throws it back to Pollard. Pollard is blown up in the backfield. And that is Togai for the 2-yard loss. Defense was swarming on that one. If you're wondering why I'm not super excited by that play, I have trauma response to the Texans doing something good. But that was a really good play. You got 2nd and 11 now. Do not let this young rookie get some confidence. That's what you don't want to do. Cam Ward's in the shotgun. He's got Pollard to his left. He takes a snap, hands it off to Pollard. Pollard's got some room. The hole closes quickly. He gets maybe 3 yards. Here's 3rd down again. It's where your defense earns their money. Man, let me go on and tune in to my boy Ruben. I know he's doing the live stream too. I'm going to take a look at what he's got going on. Hopefully you guys are enjoying my live stream as well. But Mr. 713 also does a live stream. You can go back and forth, see what's going on. I'm going to mute him. All right. Here's Cam Ward. Empty backfield. Takes a snap. Rush is coming. He throws a pass. It is incomplete. And that is MJ Stewart on the coverage. That's the guy who's going to be playing safety instead of CJ Gardner-Johnson. Already making a good impact. And that is a 3-and-out for the Tennessee Titans. The Houston Texans are going to have some decent field position. A good punt. Could flip this thing, though. 4th and 7. Gets the punt off cleanly. It's a boomer. And it is fielded by rookie Jalen Knoll at the 14-yard line. All right, CJ. All right, offense. I got to tell you right now, if I'm CJ Stroud, after that first drive, I am already terrified. I have no confidence in this offensive line that they're going to be able to protect me at all. You know, we've given him a lot of flack, and some of it he's deserved because he's missed wide open throws. His demeanor just seems off. But this offensive line is doo-doo, bro. Absolute doo-doo. If you guys are checking out the game with me, go ahead and let me know in the chat. Let me know where you're watching the game. Are you chilling at home? Are you at work pretending you're doing something? And what do you think about this game so far? Are you optimistic that the Texans will be able to pull out a W at home and try their best to salvage their season? I'm going to get back with you when the commercial break ends. Once again, this is the Houston Sports State of the Union podcast presents Game Day Watch Party for the Texans versus the Titans. NFL Week 4. I'll be right back. All right, guys, welcome back. It would appear somebody got married during the commercial break at NRG Stadium. That's crazy. I don't know if that's a staffer, but it looks like Toro was the best man. That's crazy. I guess, look, man, if you're a dude, you find a woman who will let you do that, that's cool. Hey, Allison just hopped in the building. She said Texans win 34-7. Let's get it. CJ Stroud's under center, takes a snap, fakes the handoff. Now he moves to his left, throws on the move. He's got a wide open Nico Collins. Nico Collins trucks a Titans defender. That's going to be a first down. Very, very good play. Good job, Nick Caley. All the motion was going one way. CJ Stroud and Nico Collins went the other way. That's good misdirection. I like it. Very, very creative. Texans 34-7. Man, I will be so happy if that happens. How about 34-0, Allison? Can we get one? Can we get that? How about 34-0? All right, CJ Stroud in shotgun. Hands the ball off to Woody Marks. Woody Marks looking for a hole, doesn't find much. I think he's going to get maybe 2 yards. Ooh. I would really love for the Texans to score a touchdown in this drive. Not going to lie. Please, Texans, please. Can you please score a touchdown? Just make me happy. Give me something to cheer about. That's all Houston Texans fans want at this point. Listen, Astros just missed the playoffs. The Rockets found out Fred VanVleet is hurt. Can we please have something to cheer about? CJ Stroud fires over the middle, finds Xavier Hutchinson for about a 9-yard gain. Every time Hutchinson is in the game, he gets a catch. All right, CJ Stroud gets a snap, hands off to Woody Marks. Woody Marks shifts to the left and gets about 4 yards for a first down. Feed him the ball. Just so you guys know, my co-host Scarra K's texting me. She had Dave and Buster's put the audio on in the game because she wants to hear what's going on. She's still trying to learn ball, but I'm just happy she's gotten a chance to watch the game with some other Houston Texans fans. That's going to make the experience for her that much better. I'm super excited about that. All right, we're at the 50-yard line. Houston Texans have the ball, 1st and 10, 53 seconds to go. CJ Stroud, shotgun, takes a snap. Has time to throw. Oh, he completely missed Christian Kirk. Yeah, he taps his chest, says that's my bad. We know. You don't have to tell us, CJ. That was a terrible throw. 46 seconds to go, excuse me. That brings up 2nd and 10. Nick Caley working his little cheat sheet there. Maybe he's going to run the Fumblerooski, the annexation of Puerto Rico. If you guys know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, get some culture. That's all I got to say. I don't know. All right, CJ Stroud's in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands off to Woody Marks. Woody Marks wiggles his way forward for about 6 yards. The Texans will have to run one more play. It's 3rd and 4. They're probably in 2-down territory at this point. I don't know. You get a few more yards, you probably let Cammy go out there and kick a long one. D'Amico Ryans. Season is on the line. CJ Stroud is in the shotgun. He moves Kirk in motion, gets the snap, hands it off to Woody Marks. Woody Marks trying to get to the outside. He does, and more, cuts back inside, gets all the way to the 30-yard line. That is a first down in the end of the first quarter where the Texans will take a 3-0 lead, and they are moving the ball, getting close to the red zone at this point. That's what I'm talking about. Give the ball to Woody Marks. Where has that been? Where has that been? All right, guys, I'm going to take this commercial break with you guys. We will be right back for the Houston Texans State of the Union podcast presents Game Day Watch Party Live for between the Texans and the Titans. right, man, we're back. Texans ran a play, gained 1 yard. Clock is ticking in the second quarter. And, hey, there's Tank Dell on the sideline. Got an earpiece in, hopefully helping out some of these receivers. All right, Texans got to get big points on this drive, please. It is 2nd and 9 at the 29-yard line. CJ Stroud is in the shotgun. He's got Chubb to his left, takes a snap, has time, fires way over the head of his intended target, which was Dalton Schultz. That was a miss, just a straight up miss. Oh my goodness. Missed a wide open guy, man. That should have been a touchdown. That has been CJ Stroud's problem all season. Now you're at 3rd and 9. There was a time where CJ would make up for that kind of mistake. It hasn't happened this season. All right, he's got Woody Marks in the backfield with him. Takes a snap. Has a little bit of time. Fires over the middle. Finds Nico Collins, but Nico Collins is going to be well short of a first down. And I'm pretty sure the field goal unit's coming out. Should have been a touchdown. CJ Stroud missed a wide open Dalton Schultz. And he probably did that because he felt pressure. There was a little bit of pressure, but he had time to throw. I'm telling you, this dude has the jitters. Kami Fairbairn, this time from 43. Usually nails when he's kicking inside. That one is good. The Texans are going to go up 6-0. Really should have had the big points, guys. I'm going to take this commercial break with you. We will be right back for Texans versus Titans Game Day Watch Party Live, brought to you by Houston Sports State of the Union podcast. All right, we're back. Houston Texans are going to kick off to the Tennessee Titans. So far, rookie Cam Ward has had one explosive play. Other than that, hasn't really done much. Allison's prediction was that the Texans would win 34-7. I will tell you right now, they're going to have to get a lot better offensively if that's going to happen. CJ Stroud has already missed 2 wide open people. All right. Here's another kick to the returner. He is blown up at the 22-yard line. That was good coverage that time. Looks like rookie Jalen Smith got there. All right, well, defense, this is what you get paid to do. You get paid to make stops, get 3 and outs, get that offense back on the field, hopefully get into a rhythm. Clearly, CJ Stroud is having some accuracy issues this season. We don't like to see that, but hey, the more chances you get, the more chances you have to get it right. All right, Cam Ward's under center. He moves his tight end in motion. Barks out some calls, gets the snap, hands it off to Pollard. Pollard is met at the line, but he still falls forward for about 4 yards. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Hand off to Tony Pollard, and he runs forward for about 20. And that is the first explosive run play. And it started at the line of scrimmage, man. That defensive line got blown up. Missed tackles by Henry To'oTo'o, Kalen Bullock, Stingley Jr. I mean, arm tackles. Arm tackling, not wrapping up. That is the problem. All right. The Titans trying some trickery. It's not going to work. They handed off to the receiver in the backfield. He was going to pass it back to Cam Ward. Cam Ward was not available as he had defenders near him. So then the receiver tried to look downfield, tried to recover by running, and gets it blown up in the backfield. All right, that brings up 2nd and 14. Cam Ward moves his receiver in motion to the left, takes the snap, has time to throw, fires, and misses his guy. He was about to get blown up by Lassiter anyway. That's going to be incomplete pass, brings up 3rd and 14. All right. If you can't get the Tennessee Titans off the field on 3rd and 14 at home, you have a problem. Let's see what we got. All right. Cam Ward is an empty backfield, takes the snap, looking, has time. He gets in trouble. Oh, and he is sacked. Danielle Hunter, number 55. That's what I'm talking about. That is exactly what you needed on defense. Now can the offense please wake up and score us some big points? This is exactly how the Houston Texans should look defensively against this team. On offense, they should be dominating as well, but they are not doing that. Here comes the punt. So far, the Texans have not committed any penalties. I just knocked on wood. Punt is away. Jalen Knoll fields it, and he runs straight up the middle of the field, up to the 40-yard line. That's a good return. That's a good return. Yeah. Let me tell you, if Danielle Hunter didn't get there, it appeared that there were tackles in the area, too, that were going to get him. All right, guys, let me take this commercial break with you. Houston Texans versus Tennessee Titans game day watch party live. All right, peeps. We are back. The Houston Texans have the ball again. They have very good field position. They are up 6-0. They should be up 10-0. However, CJ Stroud has had some accuracy issues this season, and that has not been remedied in this game. Not yet. CJ Stroud has time to throw. He hesitated. He's hit as he throws, and he misses. And he looks like he's hurt. He got hit right in the face. He took a massive hit. And he stepped into it too, right in the chest. That probably knocked the wind out of him. And the throw was short to Nico Collins for an incomplete. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10, but we'll see how CJ's doing. He's still in there, in the shotgun. Takes a snap, hands it off to Chubb. Chubb gets maybe 2 yards. That's going to bring up a long 3rd and about 8. All right, here's 3rd and 8. Texans still in their own territory on the 42. CJ gets the snap. Rush is coming. He fires over the middle, but he's going to come up short. There's a completion to Dalton Schultz, but he only gets about 6 yards, leaving 4th and 2. And here comes the punt unit. This Texans offense is not good, man. But honestly, CJ Stroud missed a touchdown. You'd be feeling a lot better about this offense had they scored that touchdown. He's missed Dalton Schultz for 2 touchdowns that I can recall this season. All right. Tommy Townsend's getting ready to hopefully put his leg into one, pen him deep. Oh, man. All right. Townsend gets the snap. Punt is away. It's a boomer. It's going towards out of bounds, and I think it goes out at the 11. Nope, they call it at the 9. That was an excellent punt. Excellent punt. The Titans are not going to have good field position, and this defense is going to go hunting for Cam Ward again. All right, guys, I'm going to take this commercial break with you. I think I might go get me a frosty beverage. I'll be right back for the Houston Sports State of the Union podcast presents Game Day Watch Party Live. Alrighty, folks. Back at it. Looks like the Titans ran a play during the commercial break at 2nd and 6. So that probably puts them just over the 10-yard line. All right. They are actually at the 14-yard line. 2nd and 6. Cam Ward in the shotgun. He's got Tony Pollard to his right. All right. Fakes the handoff to Pollard. Tucks it. Starts to run. Looking for a man. And, almost intercepted. But he's looking for Tyler Lockett. And Kamari Lassiter breaks up the pass. That's going to bring up 3rd and 6. Listen, man, this is what you wanted your defense to do. This is what your defense is supposed to do. It's what your defense gets paid to do. Can we please have the offense do something it's paid to do? Meanwhile, the Giants almost had an offensive lineman run in for a touchdown. I mean, I'd take it at this point. All right, 3rd and 6. Can the Texans get off the field again? Cam Ward takes a snap, fires quickly, very inaccurate, misses his man. That was a terrible throw. And they're got a flag on the play. Who's the flag on? Please do not bail the Titans out. Illegal formation by the offense. That penalty is going to be declined, and the Titans will punt once again. I would love to know what's going on at the AFC South War Zone. Matter of fact, I'm going to share this live stream with them. All right, punt is away. Jalen Noel catches it, stumbles, and then he's immediately hit. Texans will get the ball just shy of the 35. Texans offense, do something. Somebody poke them. Do something. I'm just chilling with y'all during the commercial break, man. What do you guys think about this game so far? If you're watching with me, if you're not, it's cool, man. I'm just practicing doing my thing and putting some content out there. I love putting content out and talking to Houston Texans fans. I think that if the Texans can score a touchdown before halftime, I think that'll do a lot for the momentum just going in, man. Like, you just wanted to believe that this team was capable of putting up some points, at least against the 31st ranked defense in the entire NFL. That's what the Titans are. You should be able to put up points against this defense. And their offense isn't great either, so there's a reason you were 7.5-point favorites. Please go out there and prove it. All right, guys, I'm going to be right back. This is the Texans versus the Titans Game Day Watch Party Live. Alrighty, folks, we are back. Houston Texans versus Titans, NFL Week 4. Both teams have not won a game. Houston Texans trying to change that today. CJ Stroud's going to hand off the ball. Was that Woody Marks or was that was Woody Marks who moves forward for about 5 yards? Woody Marks has looked good so far. Feed him the rock, please. Man, if the Texans score a touchdown, I might do a backflip live on YouTube. I'm serious. D'Amico Ryan's looking calm and collected as usual. Always smiling, always happy. Sometimes that bothers Texans fans. CJ Stroud's under center. That means he's probably handing it off. And he does. Woody Marks again. He slips forward, almost gets a first down. There is a flag in the backfield. More than likely going to be a hold. Holding on the Texans. I believe that's their first. I believe that's their first penalty of the day. And it's on Titus Howard, who does not agree with the call at all. Let's see if we get a replay. He was going up against Jeffrey Simmons. You know how that goes. This dude's already turned Jake Andrews into a ghost in a play earlier today. That brings up 2nd and 16. Unfortunately, somewhere that the Texans are familiar with being. CJ Stroud is in the shotgun. Gets the snap. Pressure's coming. He throws it quickly. Gets it out to Dalton Schultz. Maybe gets 4 yards. Third and 10. Traditionally, especially this season, not a good place. That was the first penalty, by the way. They only have one penalty for 10 yards, but it was very, very bad timing. All right, Nick Caley, give me something, please. CJ Stroud moves Woody Marks over to his left side. Now in the pistol. He has time to throw. He's got all day. He goes on the move, finds Woody Marks, but Woody Marks is going to be short. CJ Stroud was off balance when he threw that pass. Woody Marks had to dive for the ball. Texans are going to go for it on 4th and 1. They need to. My goodness. We'll see if maybe they're just trying to draw them off sides. Nick Caley, you got to dig in your bag on this one, buddy. All right, here we go. 4th and 1. Texans have converted to 4th down once today. Here's a handoff. Woody Marks gets the first down and a little bit more. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Line up, smack the other guy in the face. And yes, I got my first bot. You know you've arrived when bots show up in your chat, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Let me get this dude or dudette kicked out really quick. It's on my Twitch stream. All right, 1st and 10. CJ Stroud's under center. Like I said, that usually means they're running it. We'll see if Nick Caley switches it up. It is a handoff to Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb gets about 2, maybe 3 yards. Running to his right. Not good. Excuse me, guys, while I kick this bot out of my Twitch chat. Yeah, I don't know how to do that on Twitch, to be honest with you. All right, here we go. 2nd and 8. CJ Stroud with an empty backfield. He's got 2 wide receivers on each side of him. He's got time to throw. He finds Xavier Hutchinson, who gets a first down. I'm telling you, man, get this guy in the game. All right. I do not know how to kick bots out of Twitch. Unfortunately, I don't use Twitch very often, to be honest with you. if I can just keep it a buck with you. Okay. Texans on the move again. It is 1st and 10. 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Looking for the big points. They are on the other side of the 50. And CJ Stroud is going to call timeout before the play clock ran out. And he looks frustrated. More disorganization on the offense. This is not the first time the Texans have moved the ball well in this game, though. They just haven't been able to cap it off with the big points. CJ Stroud missed a wide open Dalton Schultz earlier in the first quarter. Would have given them a 10-0 lead. But that is all water under the bridge if we can get the big points during this drive, to be honest with you. All right, here we go. 1st and 10. 3 minutes, 3 seconds to go. CJ Stroud reading the plays off of his wristband. He's under center. We'll see if that means it's a handoff. Like I said, 9 times out of 10 this season it has been. It's a little bit of an exaggeration, but most of the time it has been. He hands off to Woody Marks. Woody Marks is blown up a yard into the backfield. That puts him at 2nd and 11. Texans have not been on schedule for most of this game. They've had to convert 2 4th down conversions. All right, CJ Stroud in the shotgun. Got Woody Marks in the backfield with him. He sends Dalton Schultz in motion, takes the snap. Pressure's coming. He steps up in the pocket. He holds onto the ball for way too damn long. I have no idea why. And he gets eaten up for a sack. There was no reason for him to not get rid of the ball. Throw it at Woody Marks' feet if you have to. Oh my goodness. CJ Stroud has killed 3 scoring drives now with bad decision making. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is the franchise quarterback, guys. The guy who wants to make $60 million a year. The guy who gets up and in press conferences, he's pissing off the city because he's wearing New York Yankees hats. He's wearing Seattle Mariners hats. He's telling them, the fans, that he doesn't really care what they think about him. His demeanor just sucks. Then he comes out and says, oh, I do have to play better. Well, you're not playing better, buddy. You have killed 3 drives by yourself in this game. Unbelievable. All right, I'm going to take this commercial break with you. We'll be right back. right, folks, we're back. 3rd and 17, 2 minutes to go. The Texans are only 2-7 in third down conversions in this game because their offense sucks. They need at least 10 yards to be in Cammy Fairbairn's field goal range. CJ Stroud is in the shotgun. He changes the play at the line. He gets the snap. Pressure's coming. Steps up. Throws on the move. And that's going to be an incomplete pass because Nico Collins says he caught it. Interesting. I didn't think he did. Nah, that's incomplete, buddy. That is getting overturned. Ooh. I don't know. That's closer. In slow motion, that's closer than I thought. This is a big call. Dang. I don't think they can overturn it because they called it complete. I don't know if you overturn, man. All right, we'll see what Brian Callahan wants to do. It's under 2 minutes, so it's automatically under review in the half. That's going to be hard to overturn, man. That's going to be really hard to overturn if you ask me. But it is the NFL, and every time you think you know, you don't really know. All right, I'm going to take this commercial break with you guys. We'll see what the call is when we get back. All right, we're back. I'm going to see what this call is. I'm going to be honest with you. When I first saw it, I thought it was definitely incomplete. After the replay, it's really close, and it's so close that I don't know if you can overturn this. But we will find out. And it's been overturned. Unbelievable. So that means the Texans will now punt. My goodness. And you know what? A more accurate throw by CJ Stroud, and that doesn't happen. CJ Stroud, with bad decision making, has now killed at least 3 scoring drives. At least. CJ Stroud by himself has killed at least 3 scoring drives. All right. Minute 48. Cam Ward at the 25-yard line. Hands off to Pollard. Pollard gets forward for about 5. That's hashtag Texans for you. All right. 126. Cam Ward gets the snap. Throws quickly and he finds Jefferson. I think that's going to be a first down. Clock still moving, minute 14 to go. It's 1st and 10. At the 33-yard line, Cam Ward is in the shotgun. Gets the snap, has time, fires over the middle, finds his tight end, Ogwanku, who moves about 4 yards. 2nd and 6. Clock's moving. Tennessee calls a timeout. 50 seconds to go. My goodness. All right, you hope you can keep the Titans off the board and then go into the locker room with a 6-0 lead. And then at what point do you bench CJ Stroud? If now is not the time, and I can hear, listen, I've heard so many people say now is not the time to bench CJ Stroud. Okay, tell me when then. Like, how bad does he have to play? All right, here we go. 2nd and 6. Cam Ward's in shotgun. He's got Tony Pollard to his left. Gets the snap. Fires deep. And he misses his man. He threw on the outside shoulder. His man was looking for the inside. The Titans offense is not good, bro. It's not even really what the Texans defense is doing either. Cam's missing throws. 3rd and 6. They threw the ball. Are they going to throw it again? If they throw another incomplete, you got a chance to do something with 2 timeouts left. All right, here comes Cam. Shotgun. Pollard to his left. Gets the snap. Has time. Fires over the middle. Finds Calvin Ridley wide open. And he makes it all the way up to just about their field goal range. And the Titans called timeout. This defense is great, but continues to give up big plays. That was on Derek Stingley Jr. He gets up. Ridley gets up past the 40 in Texans territory. That was a great throw by the rookie. Oh, my goodness. 39 seconds to go. You guys are probably ahead of me. But if you're enjoying watching the game with me, I appreciate you guys so much. Hopefully, we'll be watching a Texans win together today. I'm glad I didn't spend any money to go watch this game, though, so far. That's for sure. All right, 1st and 10, Cam Ward in the shotgun. That's where he's been most of the game. Gets his snap. Fires quickly. And he's got a man, but he drops it. That was a good throw. Tried to go back shoulder. Kamari Lassiter was in coverage. Got his hand up just in time. I don't know, man. I think the receiver probably should have caught that, but it was a tight window. Lassiter's playing good. 2nd and 10, 36 seconds to go. On the 40-yard line. Cam Ward in the shotgun. Gets the snap. Has time. Fires over the middle. That time picks on Lassiter, and the ball is caught for a first down. Ward wants to spike the ball. And the Texans have allowed the Titans to get into field goal range. 2nd and 10. Calvin Ridley looks like he's trying to work something out, maybe a cramp. Oh, you do not. The Titans are going to feel really good about this game if they go in at halftime and it's 3-6, heaven forbid, 7-6. 2nd and 10, Cam Ward in the shotgun. Silent snap going, gets the snap, has time, fires. That ball is tipped and almost intercepted by Kamari Lassiter. Somebody at the line tipped it. 3rd and 10. That was Tim Settle Jr. who tipped it at the line. Listen, man, this defense is going to do what this defense is going to do, man. They keep putting the Texans in prime opportunities to win. But the offense, once again, letting the Texans down. All right, here we go. Hand off to Pollard. Pollard gets hit in the backfield, but he still falls forward for about 4 or 5 yards. And the Titans are going to settle for a field goal try. They've already missed one today. Letting the clock tick down. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Timeout called at 3 seconds by Brian Callahan. I'm telling you, man, the Titans make this field goal. They are feeling great about what's happened in this game so far. They've played like trash and only be down by 3. Their defense hasn't even been that good. CJ Stroud is missing wide open guys. Oh, that's frustrating. All righty. 3 seconds to go. 43-yard attempt. Snap is down. Hold is down. And he missed again. He missed again. The Titans are begging the Texans to win this game. They are begging the Texans to win this game. And if they don't, how embarrassing would that be? Oh, my goodness. Texans are going to luckily go into the half with a 6-0 lead. I want to say on the lowly Tennessee Titans, but the Texans offensively have been lowly themselves. CJ Stroud has killed at least 3 scoring drives on his own with bad decision-making, bad throws. They're lucky to be going in with the lead. That's for sure. I'm going to take a quick break. We'll come back. If you guys are watching at halftime, we'll talk about what we've seen so far. This is the Houston Texans versus the Tennessee Titans. Houston Sports State of the Union podcast presents Game Day Watch Party live. I'll be right back. All right, man, I'm back. I had to order me some chicken wings, dog. Listen, man. Right now, the Texans are winning the Super Bowl of Suck 6-0. They should give the winner of this game a poop emoji trophy because that's really all they deserve. The Texans defense has done what you expect the Texans defense to do. I'm not going to lie, though. The Titans have had some opportunities. It's just that Cam Ward has missed some throws. They've not taken advantage. The defense has done okay against the run. I feel like Tony Pollard is always falling forward. He's had one big chunk run. The Titans have had a couple of big chunk pass plays. But fortunately, because their field goal kicker has missed 2 field goals, this game should be tied. Let's keep it a buck. The field goal kicker missed 2 very makeable field goals. I said before the break, the Titans are trying to hand this game to the Texans. And hopefully the Texans will take it from them. But this offense is doo-doo, bro. Like straight butt cheese. It's terrible. And you can't... Okay, the offensive line's been bad, but the offensive line is also held up on some plays. And C.J. Stroud has just missed wide open people. That play where after review was overturned with Nico Collins going out of bounds, he puts a better ball on Nico Collins. Nico Collins makes that catch all the time. He almost made it this time, even though C.J. Stroud threw the ball damn near out of bounds. Bro, we have to play the Baltimore Ravens next week. I got to sit here and do a live watch party watching this Houston Texans offense. And keep in mind, the Baltimore Ravens defense has not been great this season, but it's the Ravens. They own the Houston Texans. It's Lamar Jackson. It's really hard. It's really hard, man. It's so hard to make this count. Right now, Scara is out at Dave & Buster's watching this game with a bunch of other Texans fans, and they can't be excited. There's no way they're excited about going in at the half up 6-0 when the Titans missed 2 field goals. It sucks, man. It sucks. But we're going to hang in there. If the Texans get the win, that is all we're going to care about. All right. From Twitch, Slow Stang 18. What's up? He says, tell Stroud to put some rushing yards. Bros did not want to play today. Listen, man. I don't know what's up with CJ Stroud. I did a video a couple of days ago. According to Diana Rossini, there's going to be something coming out of the woodworks about something that's going on behind the scenes with CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans. I don't know what it is, but the dude can't hit wide open people. And whatever, like, that doesn't have anything to do with behind the scenes. That's on the football field. I don't want CJ Stroud rushing the ball. I want him to get rid of the ball quickly. With all due respect, Slow Stang, I mean, I'm sure you know ball, but listen, whenever CJ Stroud tries to create something out of nothing lately, it doesn't go well. Just get rid of the ball. The last sack he took, he could have just thrown the ball at Woody Mark's feet and lived to play another down. But this is what we're going to be doing all Texan season, huh? Scarrett K, my co-host of the Texans Bloodline. Excuse me. I've got so many podcasts. I had to go through the Rolodex. Scarrett K and I do Texans Bloodline. Texans Bloodline is supposed to be the journey of a brand new Texans fan falling in love with this team for the first time. There ain't a whole lot to fall in love with right now. This team is hard to like at the moment. Slow Stang said, I agree, hesitated big time on that. It's not the first time either, bud. Like, he's killed at least 3 scoring drives. And I know the offensive line, they've made some mistakes too. But CJ Stroud by himself has killed at least 3 scoring drives in this game by making bad throws or bad decisions, taking bad sacks. And that has been the story of this season. Meanwhile, I'm watching highlights of real NFL teams with real offenses do crazy-ish. Oh, man. If the Texans scored 20 points in this game, I'm going to try to get my wife pregnant, and she's got her tubes tied. So you do the math. I mean, the Giants, Jackson Dart is having a game. My goodness, man. I don't know. All right, guys. I'm going to go check on my chicken wings, see where they're at. I'm not going to eat on the live, but I might eat them in between breaks. But we're going to get back to this game soon. Hopefully the Texans can figure something out offensively at halftime. The good news is that the defense hasn't spent a ton of time on the field, so I don't anticipate they're going to start getting tired. But if the offense doesn't do something, I mean, listen, the Titans are bound to score some points, be it by field goal or touchdown at some point. The Texans are going to have to put more points on the board, and they've got to get big points. I'm tired of saying that all season. They got to get big points, but it's the truth. Score a freaking touchdown, please. I'm begging you, Texans, score a touchdown. We'll be right back. This is the Houston Texans versus the Tennessee Titans, Houston Sports State of the Union podcast, Game Day Watch Party Live. I'll be right back. All right. We're back. The Texans will get the ball to start the second half. Neither team has been in the red zone today. Ball is fielded by Jalen. That's Jalen Smith. Okay, I knew we had two Jalens back there. My goodness. If you love offense, you probably turned this game off already. My goodness. Honestly, I said the Titans would feel good going in with a 3-6. I mean, 0-6, they should probably feel okay. They should be getting blown out in this game. CJ Stroud's in the shotgun, hands off the ball to Chubb. Chubb goes up the middle, powers forward for about 11 yards. That's going to be a first down. All right. Good start. Getting a message from my DoorDash man. That's what I'm talking about. About to get some chicken wings, dog. So excited about that. Okay. All right, CJ Stroud hands the ball off to Jalen Knoll and some trickery. He gets 2 yards. Whole lot of movement for not a lot of yards, but at least it went in the positive direction. That I can deal with. "13 minutes, 38 seconds to go. Clock ticks away. It's 2nd and 8. Texans near the 45-yard line, about the 44. CJ Stroud gets the snap, throws quickly. Nick Chubb saved that. He almost threw that out of bounds. Nick Chubb reached up, grabbed the ball, gets out of bounds at the... he didn't get the first down. He's about a yard short. 3rd and 1. Nick Chubb saved a really bad throw by CJ Stroud. Here comes 3rd and short. CJ Stroud's under center. 9 times out of 10, you guys know what that means. Running the ball right up the middle. Handoff to Chubb. Gets through the line. Gets about 6 yards. That's going to be a Houston Texans first down. They are now in Titans territory. All right. Texans once again moving the ball. So far, they've kept it simple for CJ Stroud to not make any mistakes. All right. CJ's under center. Got Woody Marks in the backfield. Nico Collins to his right. Hands off to Marks. Marks dances behind the line. Gets forward about 6 yards. That reminds me of Woody Marks playing for USC. Listen, man, CJ's had some pressure, but they're making excuses for him. He's not played well, despite. Woody Marks gets the ball again. He comes up about a yard short of a first down. That should bring up 3rd and 1. Woody Marks has touched the ball quite a bit in this game. Pull up the stats so we can know exactly how many times. They try to run it again, and they're stuffed in the backfield. That brings up 4th down. My goodness. Maybe they planned on going for it anyway. Nope. Here comes Kyami Fairbairn for another field goal try. Kyami Fairbairn is the MVP of this team so far this season. All right, 54-yard. And he's going to miss it. If you love NFL football, turn this piece of shit game off. Oh, my goodness. 10:41 to go, 6-0 Houston Texans leading the Super Bowl of suck as we speak. We'll be right back after this commercial break. This is Houston Texans versus Titans Game Day Watch Party live on the Houston Sports State of the Union podcast. All right, welcome back. If you're watching this absolute donkey diarrhea of an NFL football game between the Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans, I have good news. My chicken wings will be here in like 5 minutes. That's about it. Cam Ward hands the ball off to Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard moves forward for about 4 yards. These might be the two worst teams in football, bro. I'm dead serious. I'm curious, like, how many people not in the stadium are even watching this game. The stadium is not full. The stadium seems to be swarming harder for the Titans at this moment. All right, 2nd and 8. Cam Ward's under center. Hasn't been under there much. Sends a wide receiver in motion. Hands off the ball to Pollard. Pollard moves forward for about 15 yards and gets the first down. That was definitely a hold on Tim Settle Jr. Refs missed that one. But hey, it happens. This is unbelievable. Tony Pollard has 6.4 yards to carry. They might want to keep handing it to him and see what happens. He gets it again, and he is blown up in the backfield by Jalen Petrie. Here's what you know about the Houston Texans. Two sides of the ball are going to show up. The defense and the special teams. That's about it. And you know what? Today, special teams missed a field goal. All this talk about Texans having come back from 0-3 to make the playoffs before so they can do it again. Bro, nix that. This team has problems. All right, 2nd and 12. Cam in the shotgun again. Gets the snap, looking to pass. Has time. Pressure's coming. Throws a really bad ball. He does not do well under pressure either. He's looking real CJ Stroudish today. I can't believe I'm saying that in a negative way, but it's the truth. Bro, this is one of those games you take a nap through. Ezekiel is approaching with my order from Wingstop. That I'm excited about. I will probably eat more chicken wings than the Texans will score points tonight. Guaranteed. Cam gets the snap, hands off to the running back, and he is blown up in the backfield. The Texans are wasting a really good defense. All those years they wasted really good players, individual players, like Andre Johnson, like J.J. Watt. They're wasting a really good defense right now. Brian Smith said, this is why I refuse. This is why I'm not buying Madden this year. I refuse to run this shit offense. Bro, this isn't even Madden level. Oh, all right. Titans punt. Kick is away. Jalen Noel calls for a fair catch, and he gets it just inside the 20. Bro, this game's boring. I'm going to take a break real quick. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get my chicken wings, dog. You're watching Houston Texans versus the Tennessee Titans Game Day Watch Party live on Houston Sports State of the Union podcast. Okay. I'm back. Texans seem to be moving the ball when I'm not watching. CJ Stroud on 2nd and 1 scrambles forward for a first down. Listen, Wingstop is not a sponsor of the Houston Sports State of the Union podcast. But if they want to be, holler at your boy. I will be consuming their hot honey wings and classic Cajun fries. I'm impressed by Woody Marks' blocking ability. That was nice. All right. 1st and 10. Jalen Noel in motion. Hand off to Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb has some room, gets outside, gets a first down and 5 yards more. That's what I'm talking about. I'll take it. I don't care what it takes. Please, no flags. There's a flag. Mother. God. Fuck. Holding on Jake Andrews. Former New England Patriot Jake Andrews. Bro. Slow Stank said better have said you're watching absolutely nothing. Yep, that's true. Except watching me get pissed off. Unbelievable, man. I think that's a bullshit call, though. I think that's a bullshit call, to be honest with you. But still, man, wipes away the best run play of the game for the Texans. CJ Stroud, 1st and a mile. Woody Marks screen. He gets just about 10 yards back. And there's another flag. Bro. Wow. Pass interference on the offense. I'm about to turn this shit off, bro. Look at the fans' faces. That is exactly how you should feel. Harrison Bryant puts the Texans at 1st and 30. CJ Stroud in shotgun. Gets a snap. Hands off to Woody Marks. He's blown up in the backfield. Jeffrey Simmons is feasting on this offensive line. Bro. Was that Juice Scruggs? No, that wasn't Scruggs. 2nd and 33. Just punt the ball now. Just punt. Stroud's looking for Nico. Makes a perfect throw. First down, Texans. If you see a flag, I swear to God, I will throw my TV out the window. That is vintage CJ Stroud to Nico Collins right there. That's what you want. CJ Stroud, that's the first perfect throw he's made this season, in my opinion. Other than the touchdown in the second game of the season. That's crazy. CJ Stroud hands off to Woody Marks. Woody Marks tries to put a little shimmy in the backfield. He might have got a yard. The Titans don't want to win this game. That was your boy Snead, too, that Nico got that long catch on. That's crazy that they got that on 2nd and 33. The Titans suck, bro. They might be slightly worse than the Texans. Let me knock on something. It is my superstitious year. CJ Stroud calls a timeout. My goodness, man. This team, I'm pretty sure I said the F word earlier. Apologize for that. For all the kiddos who may be watching. Because I'm sure kids love to watch YouTube so they can watch grumpy old men watch their football team suck. Unbelievable. All right, 2nd and 9. Texans on the 44-yard line in Titans territory. CJ Stroud is under center. Looks like Nick Chubb in the backfield. Fakes the handoff. Has time. Throws it to Chubb. Chubb moves forward, gets 9 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1 has been no picnic in this game. There's not been a red zone trip in this game yet. And you know what? You throw a touchdown right now, I don't care. Are we going to get some play action? Because CJ Stroud is under center, and I think the entire defense knows what that usually means. Let's see what happens. Play action, rolls out, finds Woody Marks. Woody Marks is blown up in the backfield. They read that perfectly. Here comes another field goal attempt. They just ruled it incomplete. Yeah, he didn't catch that. 4th and 1. Are they going for it? Offense is on the field. They've converted twice on 4th down already. Let's see what we got. CJ Stroud. Pressure's definitely coming. Hutchinson in motion. CJ Stroud sneaks it, gets the 1st down. Sacrifice his body on that one. Respect. I've not touched my chicken wings yet, and it'll be worth it if they score a touchdown. All right. 1st and 10. CJ Stroud calling out what seems to be a very long and complicated play. All right, at the 34, CJ Stroud gets a snap. Pressure's coming. He steps up in the pocket, fires, finds Dalton Schultz for about 6 yards. Should bring up 2nd and 4. 5 yards, 2nd and 5. 55 seconds to go. Neither team has been in the red zone. It is a 6-0 lead for the Houston Texans. This is about where they were the last time they shot themselves in the foot. All right. CJ Stroud's in the shotgun. Got Woody Marks to his left. Gets a snap. Has time. Steps up. Fires. Has Nico Collins. Nico Collins gets about 15 yards. And that is going to be a 1st down. They are now in the red zone. Their first red zone of the game. And they're going to go into the 4th quarter with a 6-0 lead and a chance to add to that, hopefully, with the big points. I'm going to get my grub on, but not pig out. I'll be right back. This is the Houston Sports State of the Union podcast presents Game Day Watch Party Live. It's the Texans versus the Titans. All right. Houston Texans in the red zone. Them hot honey wings is fire. All right. CJ Stroud's in the shotgun. Looks like Woody Marks to his left. Fakes the handoff. Finds Woody Marks in the flat. Touchdown. Get Woody Marks a HEB commercial right now. My goodness. Houston, you've been begging for Woody Marks to get more touches. So far, he's their best offensive player in this game. Will they go for 2? I would. Go for 2. Why not? That was a very, very good play design. Very well executed. Woody Marks needs an HEB commercial tomorrow. Look at the rook. Beautiful. They are going for 2. Last time they did this, it didn't go so well. But why am I bringing up old shit? Nick Chubb in the game. C.J. Stroud takes the snap and for some reason throws it to Christian Kirk's feet. 2-point attempt is no good. C.J. Stroud is not accurate, bro. Well, there's a touchdown in this game. Texans are up 12-0. There's still a good chance I'm going to eat more wings than they have points, but there's still a lot of a game to go. I'm going to be right back, guys. This is Houston Sports State of the Union podcast presents Game Day Watch Party Live. It's the Texans versus the Titans. All right, we're back. If Woody Marks doesn't have his own HEB commercial by like 2 weeks from today, I'm going to boycott the team. Straight up. Woody Marks gets the first red zone touchdown of the season for the Texans. Unbelievable. All right, here comes the kickoff by Kaimi Fairbairn. He's been kicking it to the returner all day. Does it again. Gets to the 20, finds the sideline, gets out of bounds right before the 30, about the 28. All right. Tennessee Titans, time of possession, 13 minutes and 58 seconds. That's why the defense should still be fresh. And the Texans have a good chance of hopefully closing this game out. Cam Ward's under center. Offset I take that back. He's in a pistol. He's back to pass. Has all day. Fires over the middle. Finds his man, Ogwonku. And that's about a 7-yard gain. Josh Allen and the Bills still rolling. Must be nice, Buffalo. Wow, there's a flag on the defense. Or no, the offense. False start. Wait, false start Kamari Lassiter. The hell? A false start on the defense. Okay. That one's a new one for me, at least. Maybe I'm not as well versed in this sport as I thought. All right. Cam Ward is in the shotgun. Gets the snap. Finds Pollard in the backfield, and Pollard takes off for about 11 yards. There's a flag on the play. Hopefully it's a holding. Illegal block in the back on the offense. Brian Callahan is very perplexed. Oh, yeah. He would have been blown up in the backfield were it not for that. Easy call. Easy call. All right. He mad, bro. Titans coach mad. All right, guys. 1st and 20. Cam Ward is in the shotgun. He's got Pollard to his left. He takes a snap. Has time. Fires over the middle. That's an ugly throw, bro. He has got an ugly release. I don't like the way he throws the ball at all. Very inaccurate as well. All right, 2nd and 20. Time for this defense to go hunt. Cam Ward's in the shotgun, running back to his left. He's got 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 on the left, 1 tight end. Gets a snap. Plenty of time. Fires over the middle. Almost intercepted, but he put a dot on Helm. That's going to bring up 3rd and 9. I'm chicken wings getting to your brother. Sorry about that. Young Texans fans in the building getting loud. Crowd is trying to motivate this Texans defense that has dominated the day. As we expected, nothing new there. 10 seconds on the play clock. Cam Ward in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Has time. Pocket collapses. He escapes. He's going to go run for about 7 yards and get a first down. I'm sorry. 11 yards and get a first down. That was a good play by the rookie. All right, here we go. 1st and 10. 45-yard line. Actually, 44. Empty backfield for Cam Ward. He gets the snap. Pressure's coming. He escapes again. Sidearms it. And it is picked off by Derek Stingley Jr. Brings it back past the 50 to about the 47. And for some reason, Cam Ward is high-fiving his guys. They they must have bet the Texans on the money line. Bro, that was ugly. Off the hands of his intended receiver, right into the hands of Derek Stingley Jr. Defense balling out. All right, man, I'll be right back. This is Houston Texans versus Tennessee Titans Game Day Watch Party live on Houston Sports State of the Union podcast. Pass the chicken wings, dog. Texans have the ball. Hand off to Nick Chubb on 1st and 10. He gets about 3. Derek Stingley Jr. Right place, right time, man. That's what he does. Second and 7. 12 minutes, 13 seconds to go. Texans do have a 2-score lead. So far, they're covering the spread. All right, here we go. Slow Stank said he needs 4 more rushing yards from CJ. And he's in the cash. All right. CJ Stroud checked down the rookie Jalen Noel, and I think he lost a yard. And Harrison Bryant is hurt. One of only 2 tight ends on the roster. Grabbing his elbow. Think we're going to get an injury timeout. Or is it his finger? My, oh my. I don't know. He's holding his hand. Or arm. I don't know. All right. 3rd and 9. Texans been living in third and long most of the day. Of course, they did convert a 2nd and 33 earlier, so 9 yards should be no problem. I hope you get your money, by the way, slow staying. All right, CJ Stroud's in the shotgun. He's got Woody Marks to his left. Puts Kirk in motion, gets the snap, fires quickly, finds Christian Kirk for a first down and more. I like it. CJ Stroud, I like his body language. This is what winning does, man. Winning cures everything. Just knocked on wood because it is my superstitious year. If you guys don't know or don't follow my content, every other year I choose whether I'm going to be superstitious or non-superstitious. This is my superstitious year, so I don't want to say anything to jinx the Texans. CJ Stroud's in the shotgun. Got Woody Marks to his right. Hands it off to Marks. Marks is hitting the backfield. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. CJ's looking for a face mask. Oh, yeah, that's a face mask. No, I guess that was a shoulder pad. Now Woody Marks is hurt. MVP of the game so far. All right, this game's starting to drag. It is 2nd and 10. 10:26 to go. Texans are up 12-0, trying to get their first win of the season. Just put something in the W column, please. All right, here we go. CJ Stroud in the shotgun. Sends Jalen Knoll in motion. Hands off to Chubb. Chubb up the middle, slightly to his right. He's going to move forward for about 7. 3rd and 3. Texans are on schedule. Can the Houston Texans execute when they're on schedule and not put themselves off schedule? CJ Stroud is in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Has time. Looking for Nico Collins. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Higgins in the end zone for a touchdown. That's what I'm talking about. That boy looked like Nico on that play for a minute. That is Jaden Higgins' first touchdown as a pro. Me and my man Ruben been saying this. Put these young boys in the game. Woody Marks, the most playing time he's gotten all season. Jaden Higgins. Is that on Snead again? Oh, no, that was Hooker. Sorry. Oh, my goodness. Are the Houston Texans? No, they still won't score 20. Extra point is up. It is good. The Houston Texans are winning 19-0 with 9:26 to go in the fourth quarter. They are in very good position to put themselves in the W column for the first time this season. CJ Stroud is hype. That's the way I like to see him. That is the way I like to see CJ Stroud. All right, guys, I'm going to take this commercial break with you. Houston Sports State of the Union podcast presents Game Day Watch Party Live. Texans versus Titans. Be right back. All right. Can we show CJ Stroud some love? That was a really good throw to Higgins. He also had another really good throw to Nico on 2nd and 33. That's the CJ Stroud we all expect and have come to know and love. He was 3 for 3 on that drive. That's the CJ we need. With this defense, you get an accurate CJ Stroud taking advantage of the few opportunities this offensive line has given him, and the Texans have a chance. All right, the Titans bring the kickoff out past the 25 to about the 27. Right now, the commentators are trying to give whoever in this game goes 0-4 some hope that their season won't be completely lost. But you and I, we know better. Texans in good position, 19-0. Cam Ward throws to absolutely no one. There's a flag. Looks like holding on the Titans. Okay. CJ Stroud is missing throws, but Cam Ward, I don't know who the hell he's throwing to on some of these throws. And this whole sidearm, yeah, I don't like the way he throws the ball, bro. It's ugly looking, and it's not working. All right, Texans right now only have 4 penalties in the game, which for them is huge. All right. Cam Ward gets the ball out quickly and finds Lockett for about 4 yards. There's another flag on the play. Wow, hands to the face by the defense. Scarab K's favorite play. My goodness. Jackson Dart has the New York Giants on the verge of beating the Los Angeles Chargers. They will always be San Diego Chargers to me. All right, 1st and 10, Cam gets a snap, has time, and Danielle Hunter swallows him up. That is his 2nd sack of the game. That's what you make the big money for, big dog. Let the big dog eat. Let the big dog eat. Man, I tried to hit my air horn and it was muted. Give me some. Yeah, Danielle Hunter had Moore Jr. wondering what area code he was in. 2nd and 18. Let the defense hunt. Cam gets the snap. Pressure comes up the middle. He throws over the top to Pollard. Pollard wiggles forward for about 5 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd down. The Titans trying to move the ball quickly. They've only got 8 minutes to go. They're down by 19, so that makes sense. Cam Ward's in the backfield with Tony Pollard. Silent count. Changes the play. H-Town getting loud like they're supposed to. There's 13 seconds on the play clock. Plenty of time for them. Cam puts his foot down, gets the snap, has time to throw, gets in trouble. Now he escapes to the right, and he's going to run it. He gets tripped up. He might have a 1st down. He dove for it, but I think they're going to call him short. His knee hit like 4 yards behind the line to gain. But they're still giving him a 4th and 1. All righty. Guess because he had the ball extended. Oilers fans in the building feeling stupid, as they should. 4th and 1. Texans crowd getting loud. Cam is in the shotgun again. He does not like to be under center. It's obvious. Gets a snap. Pressure comes up the middle. Fires. It's tipped and it's incomplete. Turnover on downs. Listen, man. Texans defense gonna do what Texans defense gonna do. DeMeco Ryans is fired up. Look, man, I know it's the Titans, but bro, the Texans are about to win a game. I don't care who you are, where you are in the city of Houston. If you can't get hype about that, bruh. Got DeMeco Ryans pumping the fist again. Look, you can take this momentum into the game in Baltimore. You absolutely can. And you're going to have to. I want to see the Texans put some more points on the board. That's what I want. Here's Nick Chubb, runs on the outside to the right, gets about 4 yards before he's driven out of bounds. There's a flag on the play. Holding on Titus Howard. This dude better not get another contract from the Houston Texans. That's all I have to say. Everything that gets called on him, he complains too. Super, super NBA player-ish, if you ask me. All right, 1st and 20. Not great. Not what you want to see. Here comes Jalen Nolan, motion to CJ's left, snaps the ball, hands off to Chubb. Chubb is going to move forward for about 3 yards. Clock is ticking away. 6:15 to go. Texans are up 19-0. 2nd and 17 coming up. Houston Texans are less than 6 minutes away from their first win of the season. But they still have work to do. 2nd and 17. 39-yard line. CJ Stroud gets the snap. Throws a really bad pass to Xavier Hutchinson. Fortunately, it trickles out of bounds. I anticipate they will run the ball here. Likely punt and play defense. With the way my defense is playing, though, I might play a little dangerous. You're in field goal range, so you don't want to screw that up. CJ in the shotgun, brings Xavier Hutchinson in tight, gets the snap, has time, does a screen pass to Woody Marks. Woody Marks has blockers out in front. He squeezes past all of the defenders and gets a first down at the 19-yard line. Texans in the red zone. Give Woody Marks an HEB commercial right now. What? That's just giving a playmaker the ball and letting him do what he do. And shout out to Jake Andrews. Shout out to Ed Ingram for getting out there and blocking in front of him. No penalties. Held on to the ball. Beautiful. Where has that been? Woody freaking Marks. Now they hand him the ball. He cuts outside. He jukes somebody. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, baby. 19-yard run by Woody Marks. Bro, stop the game right now and film his first HEB commercial. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, my God. The Texans score more than 20 points. What the hell? Oh, my goodness. Somebody getting pregnant tonight. 25-0. And honestly, bro, I'm not going to complain. Like, it could be more. This could be an absolute obliteration of this team had the Texans played better in the first half. 26-0, 4 minutes, 51 seconds to go. I've never been that excited about a week 4 touchdown in my life. CJ's pumped too. Guys, I'm going to take this commercial break. If you've been watching the Houston Texans versus the Tennessee Titans, watch party with me. I appreciate you so much. I will be right back after this. All right, y'all, we back. I got to tell you, bro, shout out to anybody who actually calls games professionally, how you can get excited about a play but still call the play right. Like, shout out to Mark Vandermeer. Dude, I completely blew that call just from being excited that the Texans scored a touchdown. Sorry, y'all, I've been eating them chicken wings, dog. 26-0, 4 minutes, 51 seconds to go. The Texans have something that kind of looks like an NFL offense in the second quarter or the second half. Kyrie Fairbairn's going to kick this ball off. Let's see if he kicks it to the returner or if he puts it out of the back of the end zone. He squibs it. And returner brings it back to about the 32-yard line. Somebody's hurt, and there's a flag on the play. Probably some type of illegal hit by the Texans. Holding on the return team. Beautiful. Everything going right for the Texans right now. Ravens and the Chiefs battle after this game. Hey, what's up, Rob? I'm telling you, man, look, Woody Marks better have an HEB commercial in the locker room after this game. He better start filming. Get that man on an HEB commercial right now. All right, here's Cam Ward, incomplete over the middle. Azeez Al-Shaair was on the coverage. Defense is feeling itself right now. And why not? You should be. You played a really good game. I know the Titans have a terrible offense, but you know what? The Texans defense has been good enough to win every game they've played this season. So you get a chance to beat up on little brother in the AFC South. That's all good. Talk your ish. I'm not mad at you. Not mad at all. All right, Cam Ward, he's in the shotgun. He's got Pollard to his right. Gets the snap. Screen pass to Pollard. Pollard has been moving the ball on these. He gets about 9 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and 1. 4 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Your Houston Texans are that close to having their first win of the season. Here we go. 3rd and 2. Cam Ward is in the shotgun, gets the snap. Pressure's coming. He escapes to the left. Looking, throws the ball out of bounds. That's going to bring up 4th and 2. I'm got to tell you, man, this is my first game watching Cam Ward. Not impressed. Not impressed at all. I know he doesn't have very many playmakers around him. Calvin Ridley has always been an extreme disappointment. Tony Pollard's a decent running back. He's actually been kind of the bright spot of their offense. Their kickers missed 2 field goals. That doesn't help. Jalen Noel back to receive this punt. 2 seconds on the play clock. It gets snapped. The punt is away. Jalen Noel's going to field it and immediately get hit. And it's going to be at the 25-yard line. All right, look. Just run this clock out. Nothing stupid. Man, 2010, the last time the Houston Texans got a shutout win. Let's keep in mind the Titans missed 2 field goals. So the defense was not perfect, but for what you needed in this game, and honestly what you've needed to win all of your games, they got the job done. My man, Rob Fontenot, man. Shout out to you, man. I see you're doing the Texans podcast now, too. Holler at your boy. I want to talk some Texans with you. All right, handoff to Chubb. He is blown up at the line and then knocked backwards. Hopefully they give him forward progress, at least to the line of scrimmage. And they do. 2nd and 10. 3 minutes, 39 seconds to go. Right now, the Titans know you're going to run, so do something creative with the run game, at least. Woody Marks is the MVP of this game. I want to give some love to C.J. Stroud, who was much better in the second half. Much more accurate with his passes. He's in the shotgun. He moves Jalen Noel, hands the ball off to Nick Chubb, I believe. Gets a couple of yards. Do you run the ball or do you throw the ball? You're going to have about 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, if I'm not mistaken. Last 3 possessions, the Texans have scored touchdowns. 3rd and 7. 2 minutes, 43 seconds to go. A first down essentially ends the game. C.J. Stroud hands off to Woody Marks. Woody Marks shakes, cuts inside, and he's going to get brought down after about 3 yards. Run this down to the 2-minute warning, kick a field goal, ice this game for good. All right, you got to give the Texans credit for a much, much, much better second half. All righty. How much longer is Brian Callahan going to have his job? I mean, that's probably a subject for a Tennessee Titans podcast, but the Titans suck, bro. I mean, the Texans have not been good, but the Titans are terrible. All right, this is the Houston Texans versus the Tennessee Titans Game Day Watch Party live with the Houston Sports State of the Union podcast. I'm going to take this commercial break with you. We'll be right back for the last 2 minutes of the game. And we are back. Let me tell you, CBS Paramount, they know what the people want. Because what we need more than anything is another Sherlock Holmes spinoff show in prime time. You know what it is. Houston Texans are winning 26-0. They should be lining up to kick a field goal to put them up 29-0. If you bet on the Texans to cover the money line or cover the spread, then you're going to make some money today. If you bet on them to cover the money line, oh, they're punting. I'm tripping. I thought they were a lot closer. My bad. It's all good. This is what you paid for this defense for. And that ball is going to be down at the 2. Tommy Townsend. Well, look, man. When the Texans play complimentary football, and I know this is cliche, but today, at least in the second half, the offense executed. Special teams is executed. The defense is doing what the defense has been doing. Helped by an honestly awful Tennessee Titans team, but that's okay. Because this is what you're supposed to do to bad teams. You're supposed to blow them out in your building. CJ Stroud with a smile on his face. I bet you he's going to thank Jesus, his Savior, in the press conference after today's game. Hasn't been doing that recently. I'm not saying he still doesn't have faith. Texans have the Titans pinned back at the 2. Cam Ward's going to hand off to Tony Pollard, and he is going to get blown up for a safety. That has got to be a safety. Bruh, they're going to give him forward progress to the goal line. Bruh. I don't like that. We need some more points on the board for these Texans. Let the defense get them a couple. 2nd and 11. Titans are at the Houston Texans goal line. This defense is hungry. They want to eat. I, in fact, did not eat as many chicken wings as the Texans scored points, and I'm happy that that's the case. I'm not going to eat 26 chicken wings. Cam Ward gets a snap, hands it off to Pollard. Pollard moves forward for about 3 yards. And that's going to be 3rd and 11. Titans will get one more playoff. Brian Callahan has to be on the hot seat. I think they changed their play caller. Look at these Oilers fans. Oh, there's nothing more satisfying than seeing someone in an Oilers uniform looking like they want to jump off a bridge. Get out of my city. I know those people live here too. There's no way they came from Tennessee. Cam Ward hands off to Pollard. Pollard gets hit in the backfield. He's probably going to get to the line of scrimmage. And that is going to be the ball game. The Houston Texans win their first game of 2025, 26-0. The press conference is going to be a lot more happy for CJ Stroud and for head coach DeMeco Ryans. I don't know how Houston Texans fans are feeling. I think you expected to win this game. You wanted to win this game. You thought you'd win this game, and you felt like you should. I'm going to take a break real quick, and then when I come back, we'll do a little post-game show. Anybody who watched the game wants to chime in on that as well. I would love to hear from you. This is the Houston Texans versus the Titans. Houston Sports State of the Union podcast game day watch party live. Be right back. Okay. Welcome back. This is the Houston Texans versus the Tennessee Titans Game Day Watch Party Live post-game show. Houston Texans get their first win of the season, 26-0. And this is what you expected from the Texans. This is what you thought that they should do, and it's exactly what they did. They dominated a bad Tennessee Titans team. Does this fix everything that's gone on this season? No, it does not. Let me check really quick. I'm going to try to chime in when the Texans start when the Texans start their press conference. I'm going to try to play it live for you guys. They have not begun yet. And hopefully I don't get kicked off of this live for doing that. Anyway. But yeah, the Texans did what the Texans were supposed to do. They beat up a bad Tennessee Titans team. And like I said, that's not going to fix everything that's gone on, but it's a start. I mean, to feel what a win feels like again for the first time in what feels like forever, it's just a good feeling. And the first half was not good for the Texans. CJ Stroud was not accurate. Me personally, I counted at least 3 offensive drives that he killed that you could have been able to score touchdowns. He missed Dalton Schultz wide open in the end zone once. He missed Nico Collins a couple of times. He just didn't look good. And going into halftime with a lead of 6-0 after the Titans missed 2 field goals, I felt like more than the Texans should feel good about that. The Titans should have felt really good about going into the half with that deficit. But to the Texans' credit, they came out in the second half and they played a much better game. CJ Stroud, in my opinion, was considerably better. He hit Nico Collins on a 2nd and 33 for about 40 yards to get a first down and some. And then he threw a strike to Jaden Higgins in the end zone for a touchdown. Let me see if I can pull up his second half stats, or at least what he ended the day with. Bear with me. Here we go. Wow, there's something going on with the Texans website. Maybe they're updating the box score as we speak. The page I'm looking for cannot be found. Game Center. Let's try this again. Box score. All right. Let me see if I can pull it up on my phone. Here we go. CJ Stroud, 22 of 28, 78.6 completion percentage, 233 yards. That's a season high. 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, an average of 8.3 per throw, a long of 37. That was to Nico Collins, converting on that 2nd and 33, a passer rating of 125.1. This is the type of game that we expect CJ Stroud to have all the time. Unfortunately, most of this season has looked like CJ Stroud's first half instead of the second half of the game. I don't know if they are going to play live press conference on the Houston Texans YouTube channel. That's where I'm looking for it. Perhaps I should go on to HoustonTexans.com and see if they're playing it there. Press conference. I'll be looking for it still. Anyway, but that's really all I can say. Now, when I do the Twin Toros, Ruben has been saying this more than anybody else that I know. Put Woody Marks, put Jaden Higgins, put Jalen Knoll in the game and let them do what they do, make plays. Well, Woody Marks has got to be the player of the game. Today, he had 17 rushing attempts for 69 yards. He had a touchdown, 4.1 yard average. His long was an 18-yard run, 0 fumbles. And he got involved in the passing game. Woody Marks had 5 targets. He caught 4 balls, 50 yards, a touchdown, and 12.5-yard average, 20-yard long. That was his touchdown. That really pretty much sealed it for the Texans. Woody Marks was the man, bro. Woody Marks was definitely the player of this game. And like I said, myself, but even more so Ruben, have been clamoring for Woody Marks to get himself inserted into the game more than anybody. All right, refreshing one more time. See if we got this press conference for the Texans. It does not appear so. All right. If it pops up in the meantime while I'm doing this live, then I'll let you guys in on it. All right, Houston Texans, 353 total yards, 224 yards passing, 2 passing touchdowns, 129 yards rushing, 1 rushing touchdown, 6 penalties, which in my opinion is still too much, but for them that's actually been pretty good. They only gave up 50 yards in penalty yardage. And they did not turn the ball over. C.J. Stroud was sacked twice. They had 20 first downs. They were 6 of 15 on third down. That's better than what they've been doing. And they actually converted 3 of 3 on fourth down. Now, you would like for them not to be in a position where they have to be going for it on fourth down. But today they were successful once again against a not good Tennessee Titans defense. It's one of the reasons I was concerned in the first half is because the Texans were struggling against a defense that's ranked 31st in the league out of 32 teams. So, all that being said, a win is a win. Winning, they say, cures all. I don't think every one of the Houston Texans' problems has been cured. However, just to have that good feeling of winning a ball game again, going into the hostile environment that the Texans are going into next week, in Baltimore to face a team that has owned them over this past several years. Lamar Jackson, listen, the Ravens defense is not 2000 Ravens defense. Like, this is not your grandpa, your uncle, even your nephew's Baltimore Ravens defense. They haven't been good this season, but they still are the Baltimore Raisins. The Baltimore Raisins. I haven't even had anything to drink, bro. They're still the Ravens. And until you beat them, until you prove you can beat Lamar Jackson, I don't think anybody's going to believe it. I am not picking the Texans to win next week. Unfortunately, I think they're going to be 1-5. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there because they got to win today. I'm sorry, not 1-5. I think they're going to be 1-4. But like I said, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Today, they got the dub. I'm proud of the way that C.J. Stroud kept his composure after a bad first half. It was good to see him smiling, cheering. It was good to see D'Amico Ryans pumping the fist again. At the end of the day, like I said, a win is a win. You can't complain this week at least. We're going to enjoy this one while it lasts. We'll break down all the positive things that they did during the week. And then probably come Wednesday, we'll flip the page and start talking about the Baltimore Ravens. Thank you guys so much. If you watch this game with me, I want to shout out to Slow Stang over on Twitch. Want to shout out to Stephen Harris over on YouTube. My man Brian Smith chimed in a little bit, and Rob Fontenot, host of Houston Texans podcast and Houston Astros podcast. Man, this man's double hurting this week. But I want to thank everybody who chimed in. If you watch this post-game show, I really appreciate you as well. I want to say one thing. The Houston Texans are now not the worst team in the NFL. And that's a good thing. And like I said, we'll enjoy this one while it lasts. We'll cross the next bridge when we get there. But in the meantime, I want you to stay 10 toes down for the H. I love you. You